Hi there, and welcome to Daily Meditation and other mumbo jumbo. So, how's everyone doing? Today, I wanted to share some insight into organ meditation or body meditation. It's something that a lot of us have not really experimented with. And the most popular form of it is what we call womb meditation. So for our women and our ladies who have been on a journey of self-healing and using various modalities to do that, you'll come across womb healing or womb meditations where you're given instructions on how to speak to your womb space, your womb opening, your vulva, your clitoris, your vagina, how to communicate with her. And for those who have done this practice, you know it is extremely rewarding. But what a lot of people do not know is that you can use the same practice for other parts of your body. So if you feel like you're always having headaches and nothing is healing it, you can sit in a space with your hands on your temples and meditate and breathe in and breathe out, and allow that organ, allow that space on and in your body to communicate with you. It may take a few tries, but what I've learned is the biggest component is self-trust, to trust what you're hearing, that you can trust your body. Body meditations are a great way, and organ meditations are a great way to build that trust between you and your body. So when you're walking down the street and your feet feel funny or starting to hurt, you can talk to your feet. They may say it's the shoes. They may say it's where you're walking them to. It's where you have them going. It's very surprising sometimes when you listen to your body and it speaks back and it tells you what the issue is or is not. It could be very frightening for some and very liberating for others. Fear is one of the most poisonous energies to have trapped in any organ or in your body within itself. So for me, that is where my meditations began, dealing with fear in the body. So when I first began meditating, I would do what we call a scan. I would start at my feet or the top of my head, and I would either go down or up, and I would scan my body for areas that felt dark, areas that felt like there was a lot of fear trapped in those areas. I mean, I would just scan, and I would not judge, and I wouldn't try to create what was not there, and I did not ignore what was saying, hey, there's fear or dark energy trapped in these places. I would listen. I would breathe. I'd create that mental picture of healingness in my mind. So after I would locate these areas in the body, I would go through and send love, healing, energy. Sometimes I use white light. A lot of the times I would use black or green light. That's my two favorite healing modalities, green light and black light. And I would go through and shine this light on those areas, and it brought relief. It removed tension. So there's various ways you can go about healing your different organs, healing your different body parts. And it really does start with beginning a conversation, a dialogue. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Some people use crystals. Some people use plants. I like to have my animals around when I'm doing this work. I'll notice that they'll get very still around me. And it's almost like they sit on guard. My animals, whether it's my kittens or my cats or my dogs, they will get very still, I notice, when I do this type of work and they're in the room with me, and they will get very still as if they are standing guard of energy that's either being released from the body or to just lend more energy to you. I find that animals, while you're meditating, is a wonderful way to have energy in the room that's positive and open and in touch with source energy. So when I would do my womb meditations, which was my first body part meditation that I focused in on, it was beautiful. I was led to do it with a sister group at the time. And through this meditation, I realized that space she had a name. She had an energy imprint to herself already. And it's funny, as I stayed with my womb meditations, her name changed. She changed her own name. The vibration of her changed as I grew as a woman, as I had different lessons, as I learned various nuances about that space. So again, it doesn't have to be just a womb meditation. You can meditate on your brain. You can meditate with your hands, on your hands. Heart meditations can be very, very emotional by placing your hands upon your heart and speaking to your heart and asking your heart specific questions about what do you need and how can I give it to you best. Sometimes these meditations can rock the very core of your being. You'll be having a conversation you've never had before. And sometimes it will be challenging to trust what you're hearing, because you won't sometimes think that it's this specific person, or maybe it's this practice, or even this thought that is causing a lot of my disease, or a lot of anxiety, or facilitating me to keep drawing in the same traumas to myself. We can have pain and we can have traumas locked into certain organs, into certain places in the body. And when we meditate, we're allowed to release that energy, that trauma, that pain. We can communicate better with our healing. For me, meditation in the body and with the body promoted so much healing. And at times I know that I looked crazy to other people. At times I know that I sounded crazy to other people. I probably felt crazy to other people because I would say things like, well, I'm having a conversation with my spleen. I'm talking to my liver. Me and my lungs, we have this special thing going on and we're discussing it. That may sound a little bit different to someone who is not used to having a conversation with themselves and with the different parts of their bodies. Right now, my kittens are having a conversation with their claws and their scratching posts. And I assume that animals do it as well, meaning those claws get to clicking and clacking on certain surfaces or getting caught up in certain surfaces is probably a way that the animal, my kittens to be specific, know that it's time to do some work in that area. Humans are mammals, and mammals are a type of animal. And so if you look at nature and you look at animals in nature, they know and they listen to their bodies as far as what they may need, as far as for hibernation, for food, for safety. Those of us who are deeply connected to nature and animals, you'll hear us say things like, well, watch the behavior of your animals. It will let you know when it might be time to move, sit down, clean up, etc. Because they're listening to their energetic systems. They're in touch with their organs. So you hear about people saying, oh, you know, when your cat or dog doesn't feel well, they'll go outside and eat grass. Do you ever wonder how they know to eat grass? They're in tune with nature in ways that we have turned away from. They're in tune with themselves in ways that we are ashamed of. In order to drop the fear, in order to drop the shame, in order to take in more of the energy and more of the life force energy, we must begin to get still, to create some stillness. And when we create that stillness, it is good to sit with yourself and just listen. Put your hand over your heart and listen. Put your hand over your womb and listen. And I might even say, for our men, you too can do a womb space meditation. You too can do a private reproduction or sensual self meditation. Put your hand over the scrotum. Put your hand over your phallus, your penis, and let your hand rest there and listen to what that space has to say to you. These meditations are not just woman-centered. Meditation in itself can be very relaxing and freeing for you as a man. Men are often taught to go and do and be active. But as a man, when you meditate and listen to your body and get in touch with the feelings of your organs, it can promote so much healing for you as a man. Do not for 1 second think that women own the corner pocket on healing or meditation. There is no gender in meditation. There is just flow. There is just openness. There is just healing. There is just you. And this would go for, we are in Pride Month. This also goes for our Pride family. Lesbian, gay, queer, bisexual, our trans community. You are allowed to meditate as well. You are allowed to talk to your body as well, and your different organs and the different spaces that you hold within your human body. You are allowed to become introduced, become friends with, become allies for your own sense of self, the organs that make up the body. There is healing that is within a body meditation. The first step is to do a body scan, or just close your eyes and look and feel where in your body there is tension, where you are holding some energies that don't particularly feel good. Once you've located that space and those spaces within yourself, whether you use your pets, whether you use incense, music, gemstones, crystals, your very own hands and mind. Once you tap into that, you can talk to yourself and your organs, and I promise you they will talk back. They will communicate back through feeling, sensation, word, language. Maybe even play a game that I like to play, whereas I'll listen to a radio station that has really good positive music flowing, and I'll give each song to a body part. So I'll say, okay, head, the next song that's coming is for you, head. And I will hear something that is just amazing, and I know it's for my head. And then I'll do it with the next song and say, okay, the next song is for my feet. And the next song is for my lungs. And the next song is for my hair. And the next song is for my hands. And so forth and so forth. People, be creative with your meditation. There's no correct way to do it. There's no way that's better than the other way. There's only your way. And body meditations are a great way to discover your way. You've been listening to Gold Stacy, that's me. And we've been talking about meditation and body meditations. You've been listening to daily meditation and other mumbo jumbo. And I'm so appreciative to have you here with me. Thank you. Later.